62.
Hi everybody, welcome to Twinset and Purl's Knitting Podcast, episode 62. Hi, we are Twinset and Purl. I'm Jo.
I'm Rachel.
And we're back for another episode. We've only been just over a week.
Yeah, it's Boxing Day in the UK. If you celebrate Boxing Day, we just have an extra day off work.
Yeah. When we were kids, we always went round to our granny's house and had more presents.
Yeah.
On Boxing Day. And it was usually a day when our dad, because our dad was a vicar in the Church of England, so Christmas is a really busy time for him, lots of services, lots of things going on. So Boxing Day was the day that he used to relax. It is, I guess, our parents' wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
So they got married, how long ago now?
59.
So 65 years? 65 years ago?
Yeah.
Our mum was 21 on Christmas Eve, and then she got married on Boxing Day. And yeah, by all accounts, the photographs and everything are beautiful. It was a lovely day. So Boxing Day does hold some
family memories and stuff,
So anyway, we thought we'd get together to podcast because we're, I'm at Rachel's. I was at Rachel's for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And we aren't getting back together again until kind of the second weekend of January, something like that.
Yeah.
Third weekend of January. Anyway, a few weekends time. So we thought we would just do a little bit of a roundup of the year. So
we're not. Jo didn't bring all her acquisitions, or we had some gifts and things. So
we haven't got any FOs since last time.
I've got one FO. So we're going to do
a very quick
normal podcast, and then we're going to do a little roundup of the year. So the first thing is a little bit of admin that has slipped over from, we just didn't do it last time. So every month we pick a winner from our whip
TMP
whip thread.
So in Ravelry we have a group for the podcast, I guess, really, Twinset and Purl's Knitting Podcast group.
This is linked.
And there's two ongoing feeds, which is tell us about any whips you're doing that aren't ours, and also a TMP whip.
And then we pick every month. We go in and we personally choose. It's not random or anything. Our favourite.
Well, it's fairly random because we're fairly random.
Yeah, but we just choose our favourite, and we often take it in turns. Anyway, should we show the picture? Shall I find it?
Yeah.
So this month, so for November,
So also, just a note here, whenever we've got a cowl going on, it's usually, often is to knit one of our patterns. And if you're knitting one of our patterns, you can put in place in this strand as well, this thread as well. Strand? What's that? This thread as well. And then you're in with a chance to win a pattern every month.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily one of our patterns. You're welcome to pick one of our patterns, but we will pay for a pattern on Ravelry for any of you guys who we pick from that thread.
So I'm just quickly closing the thread for the gift along.
Oh, Rachel, don't do that now.
Okay.
So we have had a cowl running, Twinset and Purl gift along 2024. Which finished on Christmas Eve. So Rachel's about to close the thread. And
was it before that?
Yeah, it was before the gelato cowl.
Okay.
So we will be picking a winner from that in our next podcast, which will be a week or so into January. Yeah.
So the winner
is Janknitsstudio, and Jan knit a Simon shawl.
Which you will find out. Or I guess we should say what we're wearing. We're wearing Simon Shawl. And yeah, so she has won a prize. So Jo will put your name in the show notes, and then just get in touch with us. Probably on Ravelry. Get in touch with me, Twinset and Purl, on Ravelry, and let us know what pattern you like. And as I will say again, it doesn't have to be one of ours.
Yeah. You will pay up to £10
from any pattern on Ravelry that you would like. So just let me know and I will sort that out for you. And then, as Jo was saying while I was looking for that, we'll next time we'll say who the winners.
We'll have a winner
show
for
the
December.
prizes.
We'll have a winner for the gift along, and
a couple of other prizes for the gift along. We're going to pick like 3, I think.
Yeah.
And then we are going to have a little bit of a break from knit alongs, aren't we, for a while?
Yeah.
Because we, but you know, if you knit any of our patterns, join in the whip thread.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The other bit of admin is the Zoom.
Yes. So have we decided Saturday or Sunday?
I really don't mind. Was there any preference in the chat?
No. Just yes. People saying yes to a Zoom.
So what would you like to do? I wouldn't mind doing it in the afternoon.
But then it's
what times works best for people?
In the past,
like 7 o'clock.
Like 7 o'clock, yeah, which is not good for you.
Oh, it'll be fine on a Sunday.
Yeah. Sunday? Sunday at 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it, people. We decided on the spot. Sunday at 7 p.m. GMT. I will sort out a code, and before Jo does the show notes, it will be in the show notes, and I will share it on Instagram as well. So I might lead people to the show note, to the podcast. Rather than putting it out on Instagram. Yeah, look forward to that. And yeah, maybe in January we'll have a few Zooms because we'll have paid for a month.
Cool.
So yeah, that's it.
Cool.
With admin,
well, let's talk about what we're wearing then.
So we're wearing Simon's. This was my first one I knitted, and this was the second one I knitted.
And it goes very well with my new jumper.
Yes. So this is a zauberball with a grey tonal background.
What was the grey?
The grey, it was either a botanical yarn or it wasn't. I think the fibre space one's darker than that. Yeah, I think it was a botanical yarn. And then this is Drops Flora in White Fog and mohair.
Drops
mohair held double in something to do with the sea, winter sea or something. Winter sea.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's beautiful and very soft.
Yes.
And very warm. So Jo may take it off later. Yeah, so Simon is nearly coming up for his birthday.
Yeah.
And it just happens that he was released on our brother Simon's birthday. So easy to remember the anniversary of Simon.
Yes.
And I think possibly our best-selling pattern of 2024. Do you think? How can we ever work that out? Can you work out for the year how many have been sold?
I don't know. Can we analyse it from Ravelry? We'll find out for next time. Maybe.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So are we going FOs and everything?
Yeah. So I finished my candy cane forest socks. That's my only FO. And mainly because all my whips, apart from these, my whips got put on hold to be knitting on my Advent project. So obviously it's only a week since we talked about things.
These are lovely.
Yeah, but I didn't wear them yesterday because I knew I was going to show them today, so maybe I'll wear them today. So this is Bird Street yarn, and I think Candy Cane Forest is an oldie but a goodie. So it's not a new colourway, but they might have some available. But
It's lovely. I'm mesmerised by the different shades of green.
Yeah, this bit here is gorgeous. And I like it because when you do the gusset normally, on some yarns you get one colour on one side, like say red on one side and green on the other when you've got the most stitches. But here it looks the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, beautiful.
Well done, Claire and John.
Yes, and they're on our T&P blockers from Unwrapped Yarn. So
cool.
Lovely. And how many whips have you got with you? 2?
I've only got one because I've got 2, but I can't. I'm not showing the other one yet. It's secret.
Let me just have a quick.
So if we show the one that we got the same yarn of. So we both had a birthday. We both had a birthday last week because we're twins, and we did a birthday cast on.
Yep.
And we used the same colourway, but in different yarn bases, and it's all I've knit on because I've been selfishly knitting. I'm storing it in my big redesigned pouch.
Lovely. And mine's in my botanical Christmas bag.
But I have to say, this, I keep looking at the cake because I think the cake is absolutely beautiful. So whatever I've got left over at the end, I'm just going to keep it and have it on the side in my craft room, I think, because I just love it.
So mine's Corriedale.
Mine's Corriedale mohair, 50% Corriedale and 50% mohair. So it's got a real, you probably can't see the halo, but it's got a real halo to it. You can
against me if you hold it.
And it's so drapey, and so soft. There's maybe a tiny bit of itch factor to it, but it's just silky. It's beautiful.
You said it slips off the needles, yeah. And mine is BFL nylon sock. They're both in the Secret Poppy Field colourway
by Mammy and Florrie.
And I'm knitting a sock because that's the kind of girl I am. And I'm on the heel flap of the first one. I haven't done much on this, obviously, but I am using my little heart progress keeper that Jo gave me last week. Oh, which goes very well.
Yeah.
And on this, it almost looks like some kind of microstripe sequence. Whereas yours,
so I'm
on the same number of stitches. So.
I'm knitting a plain Cecil. So I'm using Cecil numbers to knit a massive garter stitch shawl. And I think it looks a bit crazy, but I love it.
Yeah, and in the middle,
there was a tiny bit of pooling in that skein, but I really like it. And then I joined the second ball in here.
So you should have done.
But no, I think it's just going to look lovely when it's just squished around your neck.
Yeah, when you look at it right it looks like a bit tart, I don't know, like the outline. The pooling is outlined by the darker red, like it's
like a
diamondy type.
So I'm on section 6. One more section to go after that, and then
just looking at Jo's.
My progress keepers are a mixture of some crocheted ones. I can't remember the name of I got the thing here.
Did you get them?
I got them at Unravel. Yeah, here we go. Crochet kebab. And there's a QR code on the back. I don't know if I hold the QR code up. If people want to scan that, would it take them to their thing? I don't know.
Take me to your leader.
Yeah. So it's crochet kebab is the crocheted ones, and there's 3 little different sparkles: gold,
silver, gold, silver,
gold, a pewtery colour, and a white sparkly. And then The rest are from Unwrapped. They were a set that she'd done of
her first,
like her history one,
yeah.
like through her history of her company. So I haven't got one was the teddy bear, which I haven't got with me, but one was a acrylic heart and a clear acrylic little flower, and then the next one is a little wooden sheep.
Yeah.
And then I've also this was like me marking the right side is a little light bulb stitch marker with a little semi-precious stone that I bought in Florida. And I think that was I don't know, Lizzie gave me that. I think Lizzie gave me that. That's just marking how far I've got through that section. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving it, and I can't wait to block it.
Yeah.
And wear it, but see what happens when it's blocked, whether it all like blooms out and goes even more drapey, because that's like so drapey on its own. I absolutely love it. But it's just what you need. Like some days, and I wear my beige Morris loads because it goes with everything.
Yeah.
And then some days you just need something that doesn't go with anything. Do you know what I mean? Just to brighten yourself up. So I can wear all black, and I've got a cream coat. Sorry. So that's almost. Hopefully, I'm gonna knit on that this afternoon, and it'll be done before I go to Cornwall, and I can take. I can take Rachel, the Rachel shawl to Cornwall and get it finished.
I'm also knitting a garter Cecil in the Fibre Fox Advent, and I am on. Well, I added an extra 2 sections because I've added a section. So that's section 1, 2, 3 in the normal pattern.
What size needles are you knitting on? 3.5.
Right. Then you knit 4 as the middle. So mine have got 4 as an extra increase section, and then the middle, and then I'm on section 6, which is the first
Proper decrease
in the written
pattern.
Yeah. And I'm on day 18 of yarn, and I've got day 19 here. So we're we're moving into the greys now from the blues.
So we've gone pink, purple, blue, grey.
Yeah. And it does look quite, but when you look at it
in the real
light, it's less sharp than that.
And what I'm going to, so we're sharing the advent calendar.
Yeah. So
Rachel's wound off 10 grams, or 10, round the mini into 10 grams, and I've got 10 grams of each.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take day 1 with day 13 and stripe it. I'm going to do a Claire, I think.
Yeah.
And then day 2 with day 14 and so on. So we were trying to work out where day 14 was.
Or we can do this quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's where the ends are.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12,
13, 14. So that's 14.
Yeah, so 13 is the one before it.
Ah, yeah. So that one with that.
Yeah.
And then, so it'll be like, I think that's going to look really nice.
Yeah, so I'm really enjoying it, and just pootling away.
And to be honest, I mean, all the fancy stitches in the world, you can't beat a plushy, squishy garter
Yeah.
and a mindless knit at certain times of the year, can you? So as much as we love Simon, although Simon's garter, but just with a slip stitch, but you have to pay attention.
Yeah, he needs slightly more attention.
He needs more attention. Right.
Can't do as they're told.
Rachel's husband's just come home.
And I've also been working on this project that's living in my Hokey Cubio bag, which is one of my favourite purchases. Are we doing that?
Oh, I haven't thought about that.
One of my favourite purchases of the year. And I have done quite a bit on your, well, it's so bloody long. Yeah, that's the right side. So I'd finished the first repeat, and I've done the second repeat. So I go in a stitch repeat, if you know what I mean. And it's massive. Do you think it's too big?
No, I think it's fine. It'll be lovely,
Wrapped
even if it's
around
shallow, just wrapped around.
So I'm on the third repeat.
I think we may need to measure it and question for the pattern.
Yeah.
But people might want, you know, you could tell them how many repeats they want, you know, to work
You
out.
just
and
take multiples of 16 off. So yeah, so
did you have to join in more yarn to cast on?
Yeah.
So maybe we could have left that bit off.
Yeah. Well, when you're on a needle.
Oh yeah. No, I
you
appreciate
don't know,
that.
and it was the pattern. And this is in Debbie Bliss Toast, which is discontinued, and is
So Rachel knit the first bit and then
Yeah.
she started crocheting.
and
I think I think of it as seaweed.
and it's actually
A seaweed pattern.
and it's going to be called Montgomery because it's in relation to Stiper stones, because it's a similar thing. And so we're not really showing it to you, but it's for the pattern, so God knows when that'll be. I will make one
in a yarn
that can be bought, and obviously the right size for a normal pattern. Should we try it? Oh, we haven't.
What do you want me to do?
Take it off and see how long it is compared to that,
I suppose. Yeah.
and then that's the wrong side, wrong edge.
It's not as long as Simon.
No.
So for all of it looks really.
Yeah. How much shorter?
Oh, that's not too bad.
And this is quite a big Simon.
Yeah.
So somehow that turned out really big, didn't it?
Yeah.
But only four ball of Flora.
And 4 balls of. Yeah, 4 balls of Flora, 2 balls of Flora, 100 grams.
Oh right, yeah, and 4 balls of mohair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll keep going with that. But I did spend a lot of time yesterday doing it.
Yeah.
When we weren't eating. And I'm enjoying doing it. So yeah, but I've got the cowl and the scarf, the short of poncho-y type thing versions to work out as well. So that could be
a little while.
Could be a while. But I have to say also thank you for all the Mr. Bridgerton love. The discount ended last night, but we will add him to the podcast bonus. And I was shocked, I think, by the amount of patterns we sold. So very nice. Our first
nice little birthday present for us.
First little collaboration. Although there are so many things you can do. So we need a Mr. Bridgerton cowl now. I don't think we'll go that far. Right, so that is the knitting.
Yeah, I think it would have to be like the Morris cowl, that
Yes.
shape, because
Easily.
in the Simon and the Cecil work in this way, and that the shape.
But
they
you could
are
just
because of the
you could just add the border to the change the ribbing on the Morris cowl.
Yeah.
And do one.
Yeah, you could.
Right, so I'm going to get your list up for you.
Okay.
So we're now using Joe's phone to record because
yours is stupid.
Mine's stupid, and we can use
the new iPhone on our tripod. It hits both.
Yeah.
There's no space between these two buttons, and it starts the video recording.
You can't stop it.
Yeah.
And we've got some hysterical.
Yeah, we have.
But also
Outtakes
bloopers. But also the video software that we use can't use the files from it. So,
so it's better for mine.
It's better from yours,
and then we just
until you get a new phone.
Yeah, we just have to flip it round.
Yeah. So,
but I own that phone now, so we could keep this just for recording. If you want
Joe's list of project roundup is on my phone because that's just all. That was all to say that. And mine is nowhere near as detailed as yours, but so
it's fine. No,
shall we just do this then?
Yeah.
Let's not start with that. How many shawls have you knitted this year?
17.
I've knitted 9. How many cowls?
7.
I've knitted 7 and knitting crochet. Hats?
5.
2. And garments?
8.
3. And I've got a couple of extra projects, crochet projects. And how many pairs of socks?
5.
43.
And 4 gnomes.
4 gnomes. Oh. And how many new designs have you had?
4. Well,
worked on.
I've got 14 new designs. 2 haven't been published yet.
Right. And
so 12 published designs.
And I had 9 published designs plus 6 botanical yarn sock patterns that came out this year.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's quite a lot of knitting, isn't it?
Yeah. For people who've got a full-time job. Well, one of us has got a full-time job. Well, I'm actually part-time now.
You are part-time, but
only 3 hours less.
I wouldn't be
part-time.
I wouldn't be shouting about how much knitting you've done if you've got a full-time job.
No, because I get up at 5 and knit for 3 hours before I start work.
That's a knitter with a capital K.
Yeah. So we were going to have a little bit of a questions and
we didn't do that, did we?
What?
Oh, you've posed us some questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask, favourites.
Yeah.
What was your favourite make of 2024?
Well, I would say Simon. I've made the most Simons and Simon Cowls, but this one is my OG, like the first one I ever knitted, but I didn't really knit it in 2024. I discovered that when I first finished it, I didn't like it at all. And then one day I was a bit chilly and I thought, I'm just going to put it on. And then all the colours kind of merged together and I thought, It's beautiful. I love it. I really like my John. I really enjoyed knitting that. And I knit it. And my Chris. I haven't worn my Chris that much. But I was amazed how quickly I knitted both of those.
Yeah.
And that I actually managed to finish the test knit. Because a few of your patterns, I'm not notorious. Sometimes I'm the only bloody tester, so but I didn't enjoy knitting Ruth and Ruthie, and I started both of them and frogged them. So I would say, but for me, knitting a Simon, so I was finishing Dad's cowl and supposed to be knitting on other. And I felt happy, and I knit it. I just feel happy. Do you know what I mean? Just like I just love knitting a Simon. So I'm desperate to finish my Cecil fade, so I can go back to my Bird Street Simon. But then if I think back over the podcast, and I remember when I finished my Morris, I thought it was the most amazing thing I've ever knitted. And it now...
You're going to do it again?
I am, because I've given it to Claire and John.
And you swapped for some yarn to knit another one.
But I might just knit a cowl, not a full Morris.
Morris.
I don't need... I know, but I wear cowls, and I've got a Morris. You've knitted me a Morris, so... And there's other things coming.
So my favourite make, I think, was the first Chris.
Oh yeah.
I think it's got a wow to it. It looks woven. It looks like it's bought.
Yeah.
And it's a work of art.
Yeah. It is. It looks like a Klimt. It's
a big undertaking from the end sewing in point of view. But I think I also embraced the end sewing in just as part of the process. So, but what you end up with is
reversible, and it's reversible.
Yeah, and it's just I think it's breathtaking.
But then we were saying this looks this is like it could be bought. It's just so amazing knitting.
Yeah, I think if you picked a variegated mohair and the cream, that it could look similar to the Chris. But that for me was of this year. Because my Simons were knit. Most of them were knit last year.
It's so funny how when you described the concept to me, my Chris is what I saw, and you didn't mean that at all.
No. Yeah.
So it's just so.
But it's also, I think Chris is amazing in that it can be so many things.
It's like Cecil, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I haven't seen many people deviate from the Cecil.
No.
Splodges, colours, yes, but not.
Yeah. Whereas the Chris, we had in the test group, the only one that wasn't knit was the full-on mohair. But somebody knit a plain one, and it just looks gorgeous. Yeah. I'm going to knit a plain one.
You said
in my cashmere. So right. So that was favourite makes. What was your favourite new yarn?
Well, I would say a good find is the Yarnsmith merino sock for solid colours, and very, very affordable. So anybody could knit even a 3 skein shawl, or one skein makes a pair of socks, obviously, But if you wanted...
Yeah, I mean, a two-skein, like Ruth Simon, that she's... Sorry, I've got itchy eye.
Yeah.
Ruth
It's two
Simon,
skein, yeah.
that she's just finished, it's 2 skeins. That's like... How much is it?
It's £11.
Yeah.
£5.50 a ball. And yeah, it's just so soft. I mean, it's gorgeous for shawls.
Yeah.
So that would be a good find. I've just bought, though, the most beautiful ball of wool, which I will be showing in the next podcast. So, but new discoveries this year.
So I'm looking forward to knitting with the loom yarn. That's a new dye to me.
And I got some from Maggie for my birthday.
Feels beautiful. I've enjoyed yarn with linen in it this year. It's the alpaca silk linen that I'm knitting my John in. Second John.
But then we
beautiful.
both knitted with Mammy and Flora for the first time, and we love her dyeing.
Yeah.
So I think we obviously bought some when we were visiting, so we've got enough to keep us going until that she's going to be at Unravel. So yeah, it's just...
I think if we talk about new yarn though, like new yarn bases would be the baby alpaca silk linen for me, but new yarn dyes would be Mammy and Flora.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've tried that many new bases this year, but that's because
you're a sock knitter.
I'm a sock knitter who likes
merino
nylon, yeah. And I haven't actually knitted any Malabrigo socks this year, I don't think. To knit my...
Yeah. But yeah, that's fine. And then my other... so I've got a few more other questions, but the other favourites question is favourite yarn show.
I was just thinking about... I said to you before, didn't I, that I really like the Southern, for me, is kind of the most accessible, and we did it over 2 days, and we chatted to people. We saw a lot of people that we know, and that was a really good time.
I think this year the weather was a bit worse, wasn't it? It was we couldn't sit outside.
Yeah, last year it was too hot.
Although there's still lots of places to sit.
But last year was too hot.
Yeah.
So this year, and you went there. This year, it was really good. And then Unravel, you went in February without me,
which is weird.
But then in September, we stayed over. And we did half one day and half the next day, and that was perfect. And I do love Unravel. Just the building is not disabled friendly really at all.
They've got some lifts, but it's not.
No, it's not like Newbury where a few disabled people could fit in the lift together. It's like one person, and then people don't know how to use it and stuff. It's quite. I mean, I was one of them when I first went there.
But the September Unravel is quieter.
Yeah, so better for that.
Yeah.
From that point of view.
You would have really struggled in February, I think, because of the amount of people.
And there are some places you just can't get to. So you can't. I could have walked up some steps, obviously, but if I'd had my walker with me, you can't go to that top bit.
Yeah.
And things like that. But it was fine in September.
Yeah, and the steps up to that stagey bit are weird because the last step's really high.
Yeah, so you stumble and stuff. Yeah. So, so I would say we've now rambled on about all of them. But one, for me, like Wonderwool was a new one we went to.
Yeah.
Hated it. had an amazing weekend away with our friends, but the show didn't like the show at all, and won't go back. I don't think.
I've been to a couple of new ones for me. So I went to the Sodbury Yarn Over just for the day. It was lovely.
Was it over 2 days?
It was over 2 days. Apparently on the Saturday, because it's quite a small venue, they didn't clear the queue until after lunch because it was like, it got to a point of sat in as one in, one out. So I went on the Sunday and it was a lot quieter. And I just spent a couple of hours and it was really, you know, there were some interesting people. I met some new yarn producers that I hadn't seen before, and I then went back and bought yarn from their websites afterwards. And some natural yarn as well, so like ginger paint stuff were there, and there was a farm yarn where you, which I'm knitting started a Morris in, which will continue when I've done a bit more of proper work knitting. So yes, that was really good. And then Stitch Fest Southwest was a new one for me. I really enjoyed that day. And apparently, well, there were some improvements from the year before. So, which was my favourite?
So you say one. Southern.
Yorkshire Yarn Fest.
We haven't even talked about that.
No, Yorkshire Yarn Fest.
Yeah,
I think was my favourite this year. That's very disabled
friendly.
Despite the small lift. But yeah, there's lots of space there.
Yeah.
I bought some yarn from some new people that I'm really looking forward to using.
Yeah.
There were old favourites there. The food was really good.
Yeah, that's true. And that was the first time we'd seen Helen from the Wool Kitchen. We love Helen. Hi Helen, if you're watching, I doubt you do watch, but we love your yarn. Yeah, and we love you. We love you, Helen, as well as your yarn. Yeah. No, Sophie did an amazing job of Yorkshire Yarn Fest.
Yeah.
And, you know, as well as everything else she does.
Such a nice time away together as well.
Yeah, we did.
So
those are the best ones.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, Unravel was slightly weird. With the strange restaurant at the...
Oh, yeah.
You're not talked about that again. But I have to say, we've had some lovely knitty times, haven't we?
Yeah.
Because when we went to Faversham, saw our knitting hotel ladies. Yeah, we've had lovely times. So, look forward to 2025.
Yeah. So this year, coming up, we are hoping to try another new yarn show in East Anglia. And I'd like to go to one of the ones in Scotland, but I don't know how that's... We might have to make a choice over something else.
Is there one when you're in Tenerife? The same weekend as Wonderwool?
I don't know. We need to have a look around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. So, but our first one is probably going to be Unravel.
Yeah.
And you've got a design coming out. So you need to...
Yes.
There'll be a test knit coming soon. Anyway, what else is on your list?
So
you ramble on for hours.
Best project of 2024.
Maybe my gelato cowl, because of bringing knitting and crochet together, because I'd kind of stopped crocheting, hadn't I? And that kind of and that was also brought about by Claire and John's beautiful alpaca baby alpaca silk cashmere yarn, which just was amazing. and it just works so well for that pattern. So I think maybe that was,
Yeah.
I don't know though, now we think about it. What do you wear the most? What of your knits from this year do you wear the most? Because I think that's the thing for me, I don't really wear my socks. They go in the big pile in the corner, or they get given away, or they occasionally I put them on when I've got cold feet in the living room. But yeah, I usually just, especially if it's design, I suppose I've made like 30 pairs of vanilla socks this year, so mostly vanilla.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have been given to you.
It's hard for me. My best project. So I would split my designs into 2 camps. So there's things that I create without any restraint, and I either buy a yarn or I think something up in my head and I want to solve a problem, or I
find the yarn for it,
or or I get given some yarn from a yarn dyer and asked to design for that, and that is harder for me.
Right.
But the John shawl just and people have loved it.
Yeah. It's like an architectural knit.
Yeah, and it looks so good in the minis and the main, but it also looks really good just in 2 colours. You probably knit it in 1 colour and it would look fine. So it's one of those patterns that's just...
Have you finished? Did you finish?
No, I haven't finished it. I've got on pause. But yeah, I just... I think that would probably be the yarn and pattern
very difficult
combination.
Because now you say it, I love knitting mine and I love wearing it as well.
I haven't actually got one at the moment. Right, okay, then the last thing is worst project.
Oh.
So is there something that you've knit that you hated the yarn?
That I finished?
Yeah. Well,
I've frogged quite a few things, and I don't often frog things. So this year I have frogged quite a few things. I would say that, do you remember at the beginning of the year, I knitted those socks that were really weird? The Perth yarn.
Oh yeah.
And it had been cut. There was a... That was a disappointing thing because the colours were lovely. But I did finish them. But I have frogged the Yarn Badger Advent. It was very disappointing. Though the Christmas skein was lovely, wasn't it? So we'll show that next time. Maybe for me the most disappointing was the iteration after the gelato cowl. I crocheted that pattern that I could see it because I was crocheting it, but nobody could see the pattern. There wasn't like a pattern in it, and that was very disappointing because it did not turn out how I thought it was going to.
Yeah, I just thought of another question.
Right.
But I'll say what my worst project was.
What was your worst project? Everything was so spectacular.
No, there've been a few things that didn't work that I've had ideas for,
but you haven't
but I've
shown.
never shown. I think it was the Simon that I bought that Norro for that ended up looking like vomit.
Yes, there you go. And then you knitted a lovely
For the
t-shirt.
person who's got the vomit phobia.
Then you knitted a lovely t-shirt.
I did. I knit two t-shirts in it, so it worked out in the end, but not for what it was.
Separate, not together.
Yes, most definitely. And what was the other thing I thought of? Oh, brain has gone from my head.
Oh my god. new technique you were going to have.
Yeah, there was that, but what were we talking about before my thing? What were you talking about? Your worst thing was what about your favourite moment on the podcast? Or like most, like your reaction to my first Morris cowl?
What about the dishcloth?
That's been quoted to us so many times. And the floppy ball, not liking floppy balls, that's the other one that people quote to us.
That was quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, there's a moment on the podcast that I've told people about, which, if you know, you know, you know.
Oh, yes. That was
When
fun.
I laughed, I lost it. And then...
last times when we were eating cake,
oh my
and
God.
Rachel ate cake for the whole podcast.
I watched it back for some reason, and then I literally was eating cake for an hour. Like,
Nom, nom, nom,
who
nom.
does that? It was delicious. Why don't you just eat a little bit and then put it away for later?
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Then we had Chinese takeaway. We weren't, like, people must have thought, look at those two pigs. Piggy wiggies.
It was our birthday.
No, and it wasn't the largest slice of cake, was it?
No.
It took a long time to eat.
I think you were eating it delicately.
I was.
Rather, I ate mine in quite big chunks and it was gone.
Yeah.
But then yours was like really dark chocolate.
It was.
And mine was like vanilla sponge. So
Yeah.
yours could have made a big mess if you...
Yeah, it was absolutely delicious. Yeah. That was our birthday though, you have to forgive us. Whoops.
Yeah. Nobody's commented about the eating of the cake.
And what is your favourite purchase? Project bag.
It's probably this project bag. Or
love
one of these ones.
No, I also love my one of those, but yeah. I think Redesigned have made a massive, like the moving into project bags.
Yeah.
They must have just done that.
Yeah.
Like,
because you got one from Amazon that wasn't, didn't you? That was not
I got a
project
handbag,
bag.
yeah, and a crossbody bag.
Yeah.
It's from that. They've been making bags for years, but they've moved into the project bag making sector.
They found the knitters spend a lot of money on bags.
Yes. So that was.
And they are like, there's so much, so many like pockets, and it's all just like, the only thing that everybody comments on that they don't need to do is that
tape measure holder.
Tape measure holder.
Yeah.
If it didn't have holes and you could put your stitch markers in it.
Or take it off and take it £5 off the price. Because they must be difficult to make.
Yeah. Yeah, the leather's beautiful.
Yeah.
This one's really like saggy baggy, and I absolutely love it. Squish. Yeah.
That's like one of those old carpet bags from Hohe will always be a favourite. So we will see you in the new year.
Or on Sunday.
Oh yeah, we'll see you on the Zoom.
Yeah,
hopefully.
and for podcasting.
Hopefully some people will join us for the Zoom. Won't just be me and Jo having another chat. And just write down Sunday, 7 p.m. And apart from that, we'll be back in... What day did we say we were going to be back together? 10th. I'm in the hospital in the afternoon. Come with me.
So we'll probably be podcast on the Saturday.
Yeah. But Happy New Year.
It's all right. I can have a trip to Bicester or a trip to TK Maxx in Swindon on my way over.
Okay. Yeah. So
Cool.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
And happy
Happy knitting. And we will see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.